This game was played on February the 6th at the Bill Green Arena in Marion, Indiana. The game was played, started off, I could ignore a lot of things that happen here, but I'm probably not going to. But the team was not ready to play when they got out there on their court. It was extremely obvious. Number 4 was, I don't know where the heck his head was all night. 1 and 12, they were like deer in the headlights. And if all those guys are in sync at the very beginning of the game, this game would have not been a loss. And that's my point when I criticize these guys. They're not prepared. They're not coming out of the court and ready to play. And that's the coach's fault. It's not, I mean, it's their fault for not doing it, but it's the coach's fault to make sure it happens. And this guy consistently, over this 3 years, has had teams that have, even the very first game at Wapahani was just exactly like this. And it's been that way every game since. Sometimes they can overcome it, and sometimes they can't. But to sit here and not point out what the mistakes are at the very beginning is to ignore it. And that's what's happened for, 3 years now. 19 games this season. Number 1 was completely asleep on the tip. And the ball went out of bounds. And so they didn't get the tip right off their bat. And Marion got an opportunity to score. The problem with letting all that stuff go is that Marion wasn't prepared to play tonight. Or this night. They didn't capitalize on it. And so we got another shot. And we come down to the other end of the floor, and for some reason, we think a 25-foot shot with one pass is the way to go on the very first play of the game on offense. Ball comes off. Everybody runs down the other end of the court, except for number 1, who gets a foul, 60 feet from the basket in the first quarter for absolutely no reason. Those are the things. Those little things are why this team isn't winning. Because they accumulate. They become 20 turnovers. They become 15, 20 mental mistakes in taking a bad shot.
I don't know. Who do you think you guys will win? Would it be Stretch or Mustang? Which one? Looks like you're calling the truth tonight. Everyone give it up.
Marion brings the ball down, and the defense they were playing, there should have been a switch under the basket. I don't know who messed up there, but the guy goes straight to the basket and scores. Well, I think it tipped off of somebody, or he made a shot, and they didn't get a rebound, and he got the ball, and because there was nobody there to guard him, it was just an easy layup. All these missed opportunities, they could have been 10, 15 points ahead in the first quarter, but instead they were ahead by 2. Final at the end of the first quarter, it was Muncie 17 and Marion 15. More of this stuff went on in the second quarter. We only have 29 points at halftime. They have 31. So it's a pretty even game to that point. I don't know what we do in a locker room sometimes, but we don't come back out in offense. I can tell you that. The offense in the second half is absolutely atrocious. The problems here are not X's and O's. The problems here are being prepared, making sure that you're in the you know what you're supposed to be doing. Coaches making sure that they do the things that they're supposed to. Don't let it go, which a lot of times what he does is he disguises this by making 3 million substitutions that for absolutely no reason. Somebody will hit 2 or 3 baskets in a row, and then all of a sudden they're out of the game. Completely changes everything. There's nobody else to. He puts a person in too that doesn't shoot doesn't make a lot of shots. I don't get it. I mean, I've been around this game for 60 some years, and if you think I'm out of touch, I've been to 65 games this year. I've seen 60, 2 or 3 teams play, and nobody's playing the offense we're playing, unless it's just unrecognizable, which I wouldn't doubt, because we are a freezer cat game. We come out, and our goal is not to score 50 points. I swear to God it is. Well, unfortunately, this night, a Hall of Fame coach was on the other side, and he didn't let it go. His team came back out prepared. They scored 23 points in the third quarter. We scored 14, 54-43. The game is going to the point where it always goes, and then we give up, and the final score was 76-55.